guys, my name is Savannah and today is January 31st if you're watching this video right when it goes live, and that means that we have a brand new dev diary from the Prehistoric Kingdom team, and I'm so excited about what it has to talk about. This is the first dev diary, obviously, for 2023, and they are hitting the ground running, starting us off strong. So let's go ahead and get into what they have planned for us, because I'm very excited. Welcome to January's development update. After a wonderful holiday break, the team returned mid-January to continue working on a Prehistoric Kingdom. In this time, it turns out we crossed a rather exciting milestone. We've shipped 100,000 units since launching in April of last year. That's phenomenal! So many people enjoying the game. With your ongoing support, we want to make 2023 a more consistent and even bigger year for us, targeting meaningful gameplay additions and improving with our usual sprinkling of modular pieces and creativity. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported us so far. To start the year off, let's dive straight into development progress, and take a look at some of the things we're cooking up behind the scenes. So starting off with where they're at. Good news, the next patch is almost ready to drop. Woohoo! So exciting. This one is mostly focused on addressing various issues found in the last update, including a bunch of bug fixes as well as a huge performance improvement during nighttime thanks to our new lighting imposters. I don't really know what those are. Lighting mechanics, I guess? How the lighting works? That's very awesome. I don't necessarily play at night, so I really haven't run into a lot of the issues, I guess, playing at nighttime, but nice to hear that they are on top of it and working towards fixing that. Though this patch does address some trouble spots with visitor navigation, we're going to continue working on this aspect of guests. Seeing them dance on tables and disregard common decency is humorous, but it's a side effect of modular pathfinding that requires more complex solution. Simply removing walkable areas above a certain height or steepness can include a number of knock-on effects that would make some player builds inaccessible to guests. We will continue to research and develop a robust solution to combat this, but in the meantime, we'd like to thank you for tolerating our hooligans. Guests are always hooligans, but glad to know that they're working on that. Moving on to new gameplay additions, the research system is almost done. We'll be shipping it as soon as it's ready for release after the next update. So let's see here. We have our first graphic, and it looks like we're looking at the research screen, obviously. And looks like there's some tiers of research. You know, you research this one to get this one, and then onward to get that one. It says placeholder values and numbers, so none of this, means anything as far as the price or the time that it takes or anything like that. So we're just looking at the research UI, basically. This park has a lot of money. A lot of money. Throughout the year, we will be including new types of items, modules, and mechanics to expand upon the initial selection of researchables. This is a system that we want to grow and foster over time, involving the progression of challenge mode as the game expands during early access. After the research tree is released, we'll be shifting most of our attention to the animals. There's a lot of work to be done in polishing and developing them further with new features, so let's talk about that. My most anticipated and what I'm most excited for section. Obviously, I'm an animal nerd, so I love anything to do with the animals, and this is where the meat and potatoes of this dev diary are. So what's in the pipeline for animals? In 2023, we want to do a lot more for our animals, introducing new gameplay features alongside a number of exciting species. This upcoming roster has a great mix of familiar and lesser celebrated faces, highlighting the diversity of prehistoric life on this planet. I love that because obviously familiar animals like the T-Rex, the Brachiosaurus, like big ticket name animals, velociraptors, you know, that are used in movies and just well known and, you know, maybe a little bit altered for movie media stuff. But I love that they're thinking to add lesser celebrated species because that's how people learn, right? That's how people learn about things that they don't know about, is including it in stuff like this, where somebody might come across a dinosaur that they've never even heard of, or a prehistoric animal that they've never even heard of. And the team is so focused on education anyway, with adding, you know, real life touches to these animals. I think it's great. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what species they're thinking of adding, because chances are it's a species that I've never heard about, because I've never heard of a lot of dinosaurs or prehistoric animals. So I'm excited to see a new animal that I have not heard of before. To start, let's take a sneak peek at 2 animals coming this year. If we told you too much about them, it might spoil the theme of our next big update. We can't wait to read all your speculation. So we have 2 pictures here. First one being something with some fur on top. This definitely looks like a fur patterning texture to me, not feathering. So we can assume that this might be another prehistoric mammal. I'm not even going to make a guess because my knowledge is so limited on prehistoric animals. I likely will not get them correct at all. So let me know down in the comment section below, which prehistoric animal do you think this is, or that you're hoping for? Again, obviously the only thing that I can kind of glean from this picture is the fact that it's got fur, meaning that it's gonna be a mammal. Mammals have fur, and that's really all I can tell from that picture. Now this one does not have fur. This one has some cool kind of patterning on it, little stripes here along what I assume is the back, maybe back of the neck or back of the shoulders of whatever dinosaur this is, or prehistoric reptile, because it's got, you know, kind of scaly looking skin. And that's really all I can tell from that picture. So what do you think? 1 and 2, we have a little hint at what we think these species might be. So yeah, very excited to find out what they are. Beyond updated locomotion and new ways for the animals to interact, i.e. herding, chasing, fleeing, we also plan to tackle everybody's favorite Hollywood moment: animal breakouts. These escapes will cause your park rating to plummet and spark fear in your guests around the park. We'll have more information on breakouts in the future. Very cool. I hope that they do individual animations for breakout, so the different dinosaurs or different animals will have different ways that they escape, maybe different ways they interact with various barriers, how they escape if there's not an actual barrier, like a null barrier and a custom made one. You know, who knows? Are they just going to jump over everything? Is there going to be like a breaking animation where they actually break through fencing? So I'm very excited to see that. But this very next thing is what I am most excited for, and it's genetic mutations. Genetic mutations are coming to Prehistoric Kingdom in 2023. The team has proudly developed a semi-procedural approach that allows us to create albino, melanistic, and leucistic variants all through shader. Look how pretty that is. So this is an albino and a melanistic T-Rex. Obviously albino on the left, melanistic on the right. Look how good those look. I never thought I would like or see a albino T-Rex. For some reason, it never occurred to me that obviously prehistoric animals could have had these genetic mutations as well. It's just not something widely shown, at least not that I've been aware of. So I'm really excited about this. A huge benefit of this approach is that every skin can mutate. Rather than using a generic albino or melanistic texture, we came up with a powerful solution that is both memory efficient and highly variable. Awesome. Fantastic. This will definitely add a lot of variety to your exhibits, and the fact that they're not all going to be exactly the same is just beautiful. I love it. The procedural nature means that there is an outstandingly high degree of individuality and randomness. Note the extreme difference in brightness, color, and pattern visibility on the two albino T-Rexes you see here. Definitely. So this one has way more patterning on the leg, or darker patterning, I should say, because it's here on the left. It's just much, much lighter. We also have this kind of dark tan on the top here that fades into the white, where this guy is more of just like a cream color all over. Beautiful. I love the way that they have decided to do this. The effect of this variation is especially present in leucistic specimens, adding a unique splash of shading to otherwise familiar skins. Cookies and cream, anyone? That's exactly what this dinosaur looks like, but it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is actually something that I didn't necessarily expect to see in Prehistoric Kingdom. Now that I know that it's coming, I couldn't imagine not having it. And I haven't even seen it yet. I'm so excited to get in and play around and look at these skins. I will, of course, do a full showcase of all the different patterns and things like that for you guys when I actually get my hands on this update. Moving on to guests, we have a guest art update. For the last few months, we've been working to design a more appealing and cohesive art direction with our guests. We sat down with our concept artist, Ida, to talk a little bit about the process and what we ended up settling on. So here we have some concept art, obviously, a little guest looking at the T-Rex. You can see they have much more detail than the current guests, at least this one does. So love that. Gonna make them look a little more lifelike, I imagine. The basic idea was that the guests should be pleasant and fun to look at. They'd need to appear interesting and diverse when looking at them directly or from afar as a crowd when you're trying to manage other aspects of your park. It was also important to us that the guests look expressive and are able to emote in a way that's easy for the player to interpret. I tried out a lot of different styles, from realistic to very stylized, just to get a sense of what would fit in game and with the dinosaurs and assets we already have made. We ended up settling for something in between that will hopefully make the guests feel way more lively while still fitting into the world. Below is a concept sheet showcasing our collection of male and females, presenting faces as well as some of their outfits. Depending on which map you're playing on, guests will enter the park wearing clothes best suited to the environment. That's a nice little touch. Please note that as this is a concept sheet for our 3D artists to reference, the guests below do not feature any hair. We will also be removing the handlebar mustaches from the game. Not sorry. Perfect. So yeah, great. We have some variety in our guests here. Lots of different skin tones and things like that. Different clothes for different maps. I think it's great. It's a nice little update for them. Make them, again, feel a little more lifelike. And I love that they are thinking about, fitting them into the game and not making them feel super realistic when everything else is not, or super stylized that doesn't quite feel like they mesh well. So excited to see how they turn out. The guest art overall will be coming later this year alongside new animations and audio to truly enhance the crowds of Prehistoric Kingdom. A number of interactions like sitting on benches, throwing away trash, and of course animations when using kiosks or seeing their favorite animals are on our radar too. Fantastic. So it sounds like they're going to act more guest-like in the near future, sometime this year whenever those updates come out, rather than just like the robotic kind of things that walk around our parks right now. I honestly only let them in my park for a sense of scale. But other than that, I really haven't paid too much attention to them because I've just been building pretty things and have not really attempted to kind of play the game as it was intended just yet. I'm waiting for a few more mechanics to be kind of fleshed out and everything to be updated before I do that. But what do you guys think? Dev Diary for January 2023. They just keep getting better, I feel like. The more I hear about what they're adding to the game, yes, you could argue that it's coming very slow. The development is much slower than other games or other projects you might be familiar with, but they're a small dev team, and I think honestly this is a quality over quantity situation where each update that we're getting and everything that they're adding is so high quality, so well thought out, keeping the players and the community in mind, that I'm happy with the rate at which they're releasing things, because they're taking their time and they're making sure that we get nothing short of, you know, our expectations, that we don't get anything that's half done or not finished or anything like that. So I'm very excited about this. Mostly excited for albinos, and I can't wait to see the other animals because they really only showcased the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But let me know what you guys think. If you made it this far and if you're excited for Prehistoric Kingdom or anything we talked about in the video today, you know what to do. Leave a like on the video. It's free, it's easy, and it really does help me out. You can leave a comment letting me know the answers to some of the questions that I asked, or just your favorite emoji, because it's engagement. That's also free, and it also helps me out. I greatly do appreciate it. You can follow me on any of my other social media accounts with all the links down in the description, as well as check out our website for some fun little merch if you're interested. And until next time, I will talk at you guys in the next video. Bye!